So you filed the lawsuit to integrate the schools here in Broward County.
I did.
And who's the original judge?
Judge Ted Cabot.
And he's the brother of Linwood Cabot.
Yes.
And tell us about the lawsuit. What happened?
Well, we went through the pleading stages, and I filed the motion for a temporary injunction. And we had a hearing, and I had about 10 good witnesses. And Ralph Staten was the superintendent of the schools, the acting superintendent of the schools at the time. And we came to court, and Bill O'Brien and Ed Marco were representing the Broward County School Board. And I didn't tell them, but when we got to court, I called as an adverse party witness Ralph Staten. And I had a list of questions that I'd written out very carefully. And we swore him in, and I asked, "Sir, what is your occupation?" He says, "I'm the acting superintendent of schools." And I said, "Explain to this court what that entails." And he went through a description of how he was in charge of all the schools. And I said, "Is it true that you operate a segregated system of education in Broward County?" And he said, "Yes." Bill O'Brien jumped up and objected. So he didn't understand the question. Ted Cabot said, you didn't like the answer." So I went on and I said, "Is it true that you have black schools and white schools in this county?" He said, "Yes." "And is it true that you fund the white schools at a higher level than the black schools?" And he said, "Yes." "And is it true that your success rate and graduation rate in the black schools is lower than in the white schools?" "Yes." And I went on with those kind of questions. And I had about 10 witnesses to testify, including my sons and Dr. Mizell and Reverend Weaver. And I had an expert in to testify. But after I finished with Ralph Staten, I had a recess. And I went outside and I said, we can only get worse. We have proven our case with this one witness, and I suggest we rest. And so I did. And Bill O'Brien tried to rehabilitate him and couldn't. And so the judge ruled that the schools, he enjoined them from operating a dual system of education. But he said, if they do it now, it will cause havoc in the system. So I'm not going to say when they have to disband. And I said, "But Judge, that's a win without giving me a remedy."